This stack of burning cash represents the reality for any advertiser still using manual targeting playbooks from 2024. Building campaigns by guessing user interests, like targeting 30-year-olds who like golf, is destroying your budget. Meta recently overhauled its entire delivery engine with an architecture called Andromeda. This system ignores manual audience parameters, relying instead on a retrieval-based model that aligns and adds visual ID to a user's psychological state in milliseconds. When you force granular, human-guessed targeting into this new machine, it rejects the input. The algorithm stalls out because it is starved of the broad beta density required to function. Meta's internal deployment of this consolidated architecture resulted in a 10% lift in top-line revenue and 20% capacity savings. For an advertiser, capturing that efficiency is the only way to scale toward $1 million revenue mark without hitting a performance ceiling. Surviving this landscape means you must stop trying to outsmart the algorithm and start changing exactly how you feed it. Think of your new role as the executive chef in a highly automated kitchen. You are no longer responsible for the actual cooking. That is the algorithm's job. Your responsibility is sourcing and preparing the exact ingredients to pass through the window. Campaigns are failing because advertisers are handing the machine a fragmented, messy pile of data and expecting a high-performance result. To get this system to identify and convert buyers, you have to follow a strict, step-by-step recipe for your account structure. Meta uses Lattice Zipper to take fragmented datasets, like immediate clicks and delayed purchases, and merge them into a single stream. This stream flows directly into the central processor, allowing the system to learn from both a quick checkout and a high-ticket conversion simultaneously. With this unbroken signal, the computer gets a mathematically precise picture of exactly who is opening their wallet. This data ingestion via the Conversions API is a non-negotiable requirement. If the machine cannot see the conversion, every subsequent step of the recipe will fail. Now that the data is flowing, we move to the creative. Under Andromeda, the video asset functions as the primary targeting mechanism. This illustrates Andromeda's retrieval engine. Instead of relying on audience settings, the computer scans every frame of your video to extract its visual patterns, hooks, and tone. It takes those elements and draws a direct line to users whose behavior matches those specific cues. Feeding the system a high volume of conceptually distinct videos is the only mathematical way to tap into profitable new pockets of buyers. The final structural piece requires breaking a persistent habit, splitting your budget across dozens of isolated, micro-targeted campaigns. This diagram shows Meta's portfolio consolidation. You are collapsing fragmented campaigns into a single, unified bucket, the one-room office. This architecture saves Meta's infrastructure 20% in processing capacity, giving the algorithm the unconstrained energy to evaluate user signals faster. By forcing all your data through this unified workspace, the algorithm stops competing against itself in the auction, lowering the cost of acquiring buyers. With the architecture built, we have to measure the results correctly. Platform return on ad spend is heavily flawed today. Your true scoreboard is your new customer acquisition cost. You have to explicitly tell the system to hunt for fresh buyers. Spending acquisition budget to retarget people who were already going to purchase inflates your platform metrics, while your actual bank account stays flat. Once that new customer cost is profitable and stable, you can start scaling this stabilized machine to hit that 7-figure revenue mark. This chart demonstrates the staircase rule. Increase budgets incrementally, capping raises at 20% to maintain a smooth upward trajectory. Doubling the budget overnight shocks the system, triggering a total reset of the algorithm's learning phase, breaking its predictive ability. Reaching that $1 million tier relies entirely on discipline. You construct the proper data pipeline, supply a diverse range of creative ingredients, and let the algorithm do the cooking.